Hi there, how are you going? Today about addiction. You don't understand addiction. What if addiction gives you joy and pleasure? Why give up something pleasurable? What if in this life of misery that you have, your addiction or your drug of choice is your only pleasure or your biggest pleasure? You'd be absolutely out of your mind to give it up, wouldn't you? And I just want to start with this. I really dislike so much so-called outings of so-called addicts who are always in recovery for life. It's just, like I see like a life sentence, like stamp, shelf, life sentence, stamp, recovery for life, stamp, shelf, life sentence. I mean, it's just so wrong. To me, it just means that people just really do not understand addiction or maybe do not understand life or what life is about. What do you crave in life? We crave to feel good, or at least we crave to feel better, isn't it? And if our life is absolutely miserable, apart from that little part that constitutes our drug of choice, our addiction, I mean, what does that tell you? Does it tell you that there is something wrong with you? No, it doesn't. It's nothing wrong with you. It tells you that you need to tingle, or, tinker. That's the word, tinker with your life a bit. That's what it tells you, that you need to reorganize it a little bit. Do not focus on your addiction. Focus on your life, the way you live your life at the moment. And maybe there are also some, which there usually are, some parts of the past that are still, affecting the way you live your life, or you're not able to live your life to the full. So you have to deal with that too. But it can all be done with not that much hardship, with a little bit of reorganizing, but really understanding exactly what you need to do, how you need to do it. So no need to sort of stamp yourself as some sort of addict for life or recovering addict for life. It doesn't matter what your so-called addiction is. We all have addictions, to one level or to lower or high level. It doesn't matter. Life is full of addictions. People are full of addictions. Whether it's, drugs, alcohol, prescription drugs, porn, whether it's too much work, workaholic, shopaholic, too much shopping, shoplifting, all sorts of things, gambling, gaming, video games. I mean, you name it, our life is full of addictions because we often live lives that are quite miserable, lives that are not a good fit for ourselves. And then we somehow get branded that there is something wrong with us, and then we need to feel shame associated with our drug of choice, which, often gives us the only pleasure in life. So we really do crave to feel good in life. So instead of focusing on addiction itself, we need to focus on our current life and maybe parts of the past that we have not dealt with successfully yet. But can all be done nowadays. I mean, there are ways to do it. There are ways to reorganize your life, to tinker with how you think, to reorganize your thoughts. I mean, even the past are just the memories. Memories are not a real thing. They are not happening now. They can feel like they're happening now, but they're just the thoughts. They're your own interpretation, your own thought about what is happening, what happened in the past. And you can tinker with that too. You can change it. You can reorganize it so it will have a different, more beneficial effect on your life, and so on and so on. I have actually thought a lot about addictions throughout my whole life, because I grew up in a household where there were addicted family members. They were addicted so much that they were sort of drugged out of their eyeballs for most of their life. And then I met many other addictions because I grew up in a family of addictions. So I was looking, to people with addictions wherever I went and stuff like that. You know how it is, whatever is familiar, it sort of attracts you. So I have met a lot of people with addictions. I have had quite a lot of addictions myself. Now I'm sort of not so full of them because I enjoy my life more. And I found a way to actually enjoy life, to organize my life the way it fits me. Not the way it fits a certain form that's supposed to float out there in a society like this is the life, that it should be like this, like this, like this. But, something that fits me, that suits me. And if you think of yourself as an addict, if you think yourself as somebody who is branded for life, think again. I mean, it is not like that. You're not somebody with a flaw. You're somebody who obviously has a life that is not a good fit for you. You know what I mean? You are not your life. Your current existence might not be a good fit for you, and you need to tinker it. You know what I mean? So you just need to get into programs like every other person. Purchase some sort of a programs, or look up some YouTube videos like mine on my channel, or some others that will just start helping you reorganizing your thoughts, the way you think, the way you structure your life, the way you think about life. What is there a norm for everybody? That's what the life should be like? No, there isn't. And life needs to suit you personally, your own needs, your own personality. That's what life should be about in the first place. And it should be about feeling good and enjoying yourself, enjoying life, having some joy and peace of mind in life. That's what life is supposed to be about. And you are free. You have your power in your own hands to organize your life and your thoughts the way you want them to be, regardless of whether you have, drugs of choice or not, or whether you consider yourself a drug addict or not, any sort of addict. It doesn't matter what your drug of choice is. You know what I mean? Please just think of yourself as a normal human being like everybody else who's got a life that at the moment is not a good fit. And you need to tinker with it. You need to tinker with your thoughts. You need to tinker with the way your whole system is organized. And it doesn't take that much. It takes obviously some time, and you need to do it on a regular basis. But the changes you are making do not have to be drastic. And do not focus on your addiction, for Christ's sake. I mean, focus on your life. I really dislike it so much when somebody comes up and says, I am a alcoholic. I mean, for sure, you are not an alcoholic. You are Steve. You are Mary. You are whoever you are. You are a person with all these characteristics, with all these roles that you play in life, and so on and so on and so on. This is who you are. You might have a drug of choice, which is an alcohol that helps you cope with life, because life is at the moment miserable for you and it is not a good fit for you, but that can all be fixed, that can all be tinkered with. You just do not stamp yourself for life. I mean, this is not a way to treat it. I mean, if somebody said to me, you're going to be, I don't know, this or that for life, I mean, that would make me miserable if nothing else. You know what I mean? So just rethink it. Rethink the whole concept of an addiction. We all have addictions, as I said before, to a less or higher level. They affect us more or less. The more enjoyable, the pleasurable our life is, the less addictions we have, the more free and happy and, joyful we are as people. And that's what we all crave. Feel good, feel joy, feel peace. And it is possible. Look, this is just something that I wanted to get off my chest for today. I thank you as always to spend a bit of time with me. Please browse through my videos. They can come in really useful. And use some programs that as always leave underneath my video that sort of make me a few bucks as a sort of an affiliate, and will help you together with my videos to, tinker with your life, to reorganize it. It is not that difficult. Yes, we can all do it. Thank you. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.